So welcome back, and we have been discussing on the exoskeleton of Columba revia, and we have already seen the different types of feathers, how they are distributed, and we saw that there are remiges on the wings, and the remiges can be the primary remiges and the secondary remiges. The primary remiges are also referred as manuals, right? And it is there are actually total of 23 remiges on the wings, of which the first 11, okay, from the distal side, they are primary remiges, and the rest 12, it is the secondary remiges, okay. And rectrices, they are the feathers on the tail, or it is referred as the tail quills, and there are 12 in number. They are 12 in number, and this is how the feathers are arranged, especially the flight feathers, which do have an important role in the flight adaptations. Okay, now we can see the next one is the Pterylosis. Okay, it is actually the arrangement or distribution of feathers on the body. As we have already mentioned, the feathers are not arranged uniformly distributed. They are not uniformly distributed around the body. Instead, they are arranged in tract. Okay, and these are referred as the arrangement is referred as the Pterylosis. And in pigeons and in majority of the birds, the feathers are not uniformly distributed over the whole body. Instead, they are arranged in distinct tracts or patches, and these are referred as terrae. So these shaded areas are the areas where the feathers are actually distributed, while the plain areas are where the feathers are absent. Okay, so these tract or patches where the feathers are arranged, they are known as pteryla. Okay, they are known as the pteryla. Right? And the pterylae, they are followed by featherless areas. They are known as ateria. You can see there are different, they are named pteryla. It is named based upon its position on the body, isn't it? You have the cephalic pteryla on the head, that is the head tract, cervical on the neck region, alar on the wing region, right? Similarly, there are ateryla region, okay, where aterium or ateria, it's a plural, okay, so where the feathers are absent. Right. So these pterylae, they are actually ateria. They are the featherless areas between the pterylae, and these are covered with phyloplumes in pigeons. I hope you remember the phyloplume. Here, these are the kinds where they have a very short calamus and the long rachis, while the barbs are independent. They are weak barbs. They don't have any hamulus to hold together. Okay, so such kind of phyloplumes, they get what you call distributed all over the ateria, and also by down feathers in the case of ducks and many other birds. In pigeons, it is phyloplumes that are distributed over the ateria. In the principal feather tracts or pterylae of pigeons, we can see the starting from the anterior end. It's a cephalic pteria, or covering the head. It is otherwise known as the head tract or pteryla. Then we have the cervical pteryla or the neck pteryla on the neck. The shoulder one, here you can see it is the humeral pteryla across the upper arm and the humerus over this area. Okay, this part. And then the spinal pteryla, here you can see on the dorsal side. Okay, so this part, this tract is known as the spinal pteryla. Then we have the ventral pteryla. You can see the two tracts on either side. Ventral pteryla, it is a double tract with one branch running along each side of the breast. Okay, so this is the ventral pteryla. Okay, then we have the wing or the alar pteryla. So this one, okay, this is humeral, while this one is the wing. Okay, so along the anterior end, the humerus upper arm, it is the humeral pteryla, while this part, it is the wing pteryla. It is composed of remiges with their coverts. Okay, mainly we have already seen. So this particular feather stretch, it form the feather on this particular pteryla. Okay, that is a wing pteryla or the alar pteryla. Okay, then we have the tail or the caudal pteryla. Okay, caudal pteryla or the tail tract, we say, and that is composed of rectrices with their coverts. Then femoral or the lumbar pteryla. You can see the femoral pteryla spreading obliquely on the outer side of the thigh. So if it is taken as a bent, okay, uh, this part is the femoral pteryla. It is on the thigh region, okay, and then we have the uh, feathers covering the shank of the leg. Okay, it is known as a crural pteryla. Okay, crural pteryla. Uh, so these are the major what you call pteryla, or the tracks or patches where the feathers are arranged on the body of the pigeon. Okay, so we can see the cephalic pteryla, cervical pteryla, the what you call humeral pteryla on this side. Then we have the alar pteryla, the ventral pteryla. Then we have the spinal pteryla, femoral pteryla, and crural pteryla, and then we have the caudal pteryla. Okay, these are the major pteryla or the feather tracks on the body of the uh, pigeons. Okay, so this is about the pterylosis, or the arrangement of the feathers on the body of the uh, columba livia. Okay, now what is the use of feathers? Okay, what are the functions they perform? Okay, we saw the different types of feathers with respect to the columba livia. And we saw the how the structure of a typical feather, how they are arranged on the body as per the Pterylosis, isn't it? So, what are the functions they perform? The most important function is protection, isn't it? Feathers, they form an impervious, flexible, durable, waterproof body covering, and they protect the underlying tender skin from all kinds of mechanical, chemical, pathological, and environmental injuries. Uh, Secondly, they also help in maintaining a constant body temperature. Birds and mammals, they are homeothermic, that is warm-blooded animals. They need to have a constant body temperature, and feathers do have a very important role in maintaining a constant body temperature, which usually remain between 104 to 112 degree Fahrenheit, even in sub-zero weather. So, thus, feathers serve the most important function to retain heat because the feathers or the plumage forms an efficient non-conducting covering with its innumerable dead air spaces. That is, between the feathers, there are sufficient amount of dead air spaces where it can trap the heat. Okay, and it is useful for insulation. In cold weather, the heat loss is reduced by to minimum by fluffing out feathers. You may have seen during the winter time and all, the birds are found in, especially during the morning hours, they just fluff out their feathers, isn't it? And this will help in further reducing the heat loss. Okay, and this fluffing out feathers increases the depth of the insulating material by adding to the air spaces within the feathery layers. In warm weather, on the other hand, the feathers are often held very close to the body to allow some escape of the body heat. So that is how they manage the body temperature. Okay. Uh, Now, a feather, obviously, it is also a flight adaptation. It makes the bird's body well adapted for that volant life or the aerial mode of life. Feathers are light, elastic, horny structures which makes the body of birds um, lightweight, and further the thin, flat, overlapping wings and tail feathers. It due to the interlocking arrangement of barbules, they form surfaces to support the bird in during the flight. Okay, so as a flight adaptation, also feathers do have a very important role. Then in certain birds, you can see they are camouflaging, protective coloration they provide. So feathers, they have distinctive protective coloration that can match its surroundings and thus help in camouflaging. Okay. Sexual dimorphism. Feathers, they provide protective coloration and also sexual display. Sexual dimorphism is common in monogamous as well as polygamous species. You may have found certain birds having specific kind of a coloration in males and a distinct one in females that helps in the distinction between male and female. Sexual dimorphism is possible due to the feathers. Obviously, it needn't be the case of Columba livia, but there are many other birds which do have sexual dimorphism due to the coloration of the feathers. Then the powdery secretion of powdery down feathers of many birds, especially herons and bitterns, the aquatic birds, they help in keeping the plumage clean and free from ectoparasites. And marking some feathers are recognition marks to their fellow birds. So feathers are used for stuffing cushions and mattresses as a economic, what do you call, commercial role we are playing. As otherwise, it is actually a very important flight adaptation. It do have a role in maintaining the body temperature, protection to the body. It also do have a significant role in providing sexual dimorphism in certain birds, as well as in camouflaging in certain others. Okay, so this is about the Pterylosis and the what you call the function played by feathers in the bird life. Okay, thank you.